interesting action. So let's just sit tight as much as we can, participate as well. We have an interesting agenda. Okay, trying to share my screen. Okay. All right, today, so our first agenda on the list is the new communications approach by the communications work group. Next, we'll be learning about the deep open project usage analysis presentation by Operations Circle. Then we'll be moving on to onboarding circle with deep funding in one image. If you were here the first time, you know that an onboarding circle definitely has very interesting images in mind. I remember vividly the last time we had this. And finally, we'll be wrapping today up with stablecoin payments, updates and questions also by the Operations Circle. So quite technical topics and also non-technical topics. So let's just sit tight and participate again as much as we can. And yeah, just without further ado, virtual applause and all. Let us welcome Communications Work Group to kick things off for us.
Hey, Mariam. Thank you. Hey, all. I would like to start and give this kickoff here for the internal communications, as the main topic will be a presentation on our new framework. As a matter of fact, it's still under development because there are a lot of minutiae in it, and we have to redo this. As you all know, we had the first framework for the communications around 6 months ago. We are now reviewing it and reassessing and making it better for all of us to have more efficiency, and also learning with the learnings from past experience that we had in these 6 months or so. So we invited Beatrice to take the lead also in this process, considering her role in the internal communications, which is directly related to every topic that we are going to be discussing in such communications, right? She will be on top of a lot of issues and matters related to the program. So she will be also able to drive there the lines of contact and what's going on in the program to make you all properly aware about it as well. Okay. So is Beatrice here? I think so, right?
Hello. Yes, I'm here, Rafa.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Please, Beatrice.
Hello, everybody. So I don't know if anyone don't met me. So nice to meet you. I'm here today, and I'm Beatriz from Internal Communications. And Rafa said I will be responsible for this to across all the information for circles and to help in my work for internal communications. So I'm here to help everybody to try to organize everything so we can have process and we can have organizations with agendas, priorities, follow-ups, and everything to make constantly and with process to work forwards and to support everybody and everything you need. We are finishing the framework, but we didn't decide exactly what the channel or the way you can bring topics and suggestions and everything. But when everything will be decided, you will know about this. We will talk in the channel with internal communications topics, and if you need anything, any help, you can reach me out or send me a message. Thank you. If you have any questions, please go ahead. Thank you.
Ariane, please go ahead.
I don't have a question, but first of all, I'd like to thank Beatrice for stepping up to this challenge because I think it's a challenge. We made that very clear to her communicating with all of you, keeping the agenda for the agenda items of every single circle actual and prioritized, making decisions on what should be in the next meeting and not. Yeah, I think it's quite a daunting task. I would also like to add that the meeting itself, so I wrote today to someone that I think there are three main factors for this meeting. And let me think if I can recall them. So one is the preparation, which would be making sure there's an agenda, that it's transparent, that everybody will see before the meeting what the agenda is. That based on that agenda, you can also determine whether it's useful for you to be there or you'd rather do something else. Or maybe that you want to step in after half an hour when you think the topic that you're really interested in is being presented. So that's the first important thing. The second important thing would be the facilitation of the meeting. You know how meetings like this go, especially when you let me talk. Yeah, I'll be talking all the time. So I need somebody who can rein me in and who can rein the others in, who will be at the clock, who will also make sure that the important voices, when needed, are heard, but also shut up some people, including myself, to say, okay, enough of this. We have to go through the next topic. It's time. So that's an equally hard job, I would say, in a different way. We're currently reaching out to a few people that we think might be suitable and willing to perform that task. If you think, well, this is me written all over, then let me know, and then we'll consider that as well. So that will be the second thing, and we'll see how that goes. The third success factor would be post-processing. So informing everybody about what was decided or stated or asked in the meeting, at least the most important things. And that is where Beatrice will again come in, because she's in charge of the whole internal communication thing with that tool that we won't call a newsletter tool, intranet tool, whatever. But also to the circle members that will be participating in this meeting, which I expect will usually not be the coordinators, but somebody else in the circle. And then, yeah, there's also this responsibility to keep the rest of your circle informed of important things that have been discussed in the call. So if we can get all three stages right, that would be somewhat of a miracle. Especially at the beginning, we'll learn and we'll iterate and so on. But then we would have a great thing going, I'm sure. So thanks, Beatrice, for rising to this challenge. And let's all help her as much as we can.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jan. Raphael, over to you.
I just have maybe one question. So I guess, Beatrice, you're going to be on top of everything in some ways. So if we want to just ask you for updates or anything relevant, do you think that would be a good thing to do, to know what's happening?
No, the idea is not for members or circles to reach out to Beatrice in order to understand or check on what's going on. It's more, it's a proactive role from the internal communication circle to provide the information to all circle members, right, around the program. It's not that anything that I want to know about something, I have to go to Beatrice. If the topic that you are willing to understand better is related to the review circle, you still have to go to the review circle and communicate with them. She's not going to be an oracle or something around every topic, because it's, let's say that it's also, it's potentially even superficial, right? The knowledge, hey, this is going on, but what's going on properly, the how and etc. It's still up to each circle to to provide the information to the stakeholders and interested people.
Yeah, well, what I was thinking on, Beatrice, and maybe we can talk about it or with the rest of the work group, is that it would be interesting to have a way to know what's going on, that it could be relevant for community hubs. And then, of course, we can reach out the people that make sense after we know what's going on. But it's just to maybe see if there could be a process to have some relevant updates on that area. And we can maybe prepare a list of what could be potentially interesting to make it easier for you so that not everything will be interesting, but just some specific topics could be really relevant. And if you have that knowledge, well, that's something that will be very useful to us.
I think Beatrice will have a lot of knowledge about everything that's going on. That doesn't mean that, as Raphael says, she is the person to go to for any question because she has other things to do. However, if she and all of us are doing our work correctly, those questions will already be answered before they're even raised. Or if you need answer to a question, you will go to this intranet thing that we are working on, and you will very easily find back the things that that you want to know, or in general keep track of the things that are interesting to you. So I think that internal news system is very important. And this is the main reason why we think that Beatrice is very well positioned for this task as well, because it will help her keep that internal newsfeed up to date. So yeah, I think we will be in an even better position to have one source of truth for news now also in this perspective.
Okay.
Beatrice, if I'm laying any words into your mouth, feel free to contradict me.
Oh, totally agree. And but what Rafael Cardoso said, it's good because you can bring topics like, for example, I want to share with the community this kind of topic. So newsletter or internal communication channels. So it's good idea to show more what's going on with the community. So it's also important.
Yeah, and I don't know about you guys, but I was very positive about these internal newsletters that I see coming. I really love them. I really like them. So that's a taste of what we will be getting also in that news thing, but then more elaborate and not that well pruned yet. Sorry.
Also, sometimes we if the topic is happening or it's going on, we don't have to wait for the monthly newsletter, and maybe we can share in the channels or in another things like to be fast. But after we can do a recaps for newsletter. If some topic we don't want to wait for this, we can share before. There is no problem. So that's the internal communications work, always to updating the community.
I'm sure we'll have a lot to learn and we'll figure out what works and what doesn't work. And probably 3 months from now, we'll have different ideas about that than today. But as Rafael Preza was saying, it's very important to be proactive. It's not because Beatrice is here that all of you can just sit back and wait for the great things to happen. In the end, it's up to you, everyone, to go there, make sure your agenda is up to date, and if you're missing something or if something hasn't been clarified, making sure it's on there. If you need a one-on-one with me or with Rafa, we can do that throughout the week, or with both of us if there are topics that are either need so much time that they're not best suited for this meeting, or because they have some kind of sensitive nature that you don't want to discuss it with everybody. So all these options are open. We're getting more and more options actually. But yeah, it's in the end about how we use all of them.
And how Rafael Presa said, it's a new format. So we're gonna test and we will see how it works, if it works for everybody or you have to change it. So it's a new challenge for everybody. So we will still learn how to do this, and maybe we can make changes during the process.
All right, thank you, everyone. Any more questions or comments on the subject? All right, then. Thank you so much, Beatrice, for coming on. As I say, you are very, very beautiful. Nice to put a face to the name
Thank
that
you,
we've been
Valerie.
saying. All right,
Thank you,
then.
guys.
Thank you, everyone. Moving on to the next agenda, then, since there are no more questions or comments, we have open project analysis by Operation Circle. And to lead us would be Anisha. Anisha, hi. I have granted you co-host permissions in case you'd like to share your screen. The floor is yours.
Yeah, yes, thank you. Thanks, Mariam. I'm sharing my screen. Let me know once it's visible.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. Um, yeah. Um, me- yeah. Um, so let me first begin by covering the objectives of this analysis. So we wanted to understand overall task distribution and patterns across circle, analyze time allocation across different task categories, identify workflow trends across weekdays and months, and also finally support better planning, coordination, process standardization. So these objectives guided all the charts and insights you'll be seeing in the following slides. So in this slide, we are looking at the total number of archived tasks across different circles. This helps us understand which circles handle the highest volume of tasks. We can see that circles like marketing, review, and events show significantly higher task counts, indicating heavier operational involvement, and of course, due to the nature of work. Circles with lower counts may either have lighter workloads or, say, more specialized type of tasks. So this gives us a high-level view of workload distribution across the organization. Moving on, here we are analyzing task volumes by category. Categories like meetings and calls, reviews, and coordination clearly account for the majority of the archive tasks. As the success of any project, as we know, depends on the crucial aspect of proper planning, smooth and efficient coordination and communication, it is only natural that these categories take a major chunk of task distribution. Even lower volume categories are like they might likely represent more specialized or less frequent tasks. So this breakdown helps us understand where the majority of the operational activity is concentrated. This slide, we look at the total hours spent in each task category. While some categories may not have the highest task count, they still can consume a large number of hours. Categories like meetings and calls again stand out with significant time investment. Here we are exploring task activity across weekday for each circle. This helps us identify patterns such as peak working days or even workload distribution. Some circles may show heavier activity midweek, while others are more evenly spread. For this, we look at the workload patterns across months. We can identify which circles had higher workloads during specific months and spot any seasonal or, say, project day spikes. This is also useful for forecasting, knowing which months historically have higher activity and might allow for better preparation and resource distribution. Here we break down workload trends by category across months. We can observe which categories fluctuate over time. For example, certain months may have surges in meetings, coordination, documentation. This helps us understand how different work type peaks at different times. This chart, which we see here, it focuses on how long tasks take in days on average across different categories. Categories like proofreading, community website management, or async communication have longer average durations. This insight helps in setting realistic timelines and expectation for different types of works in future and helps us prepare better. Finally, This slide shows the average time spent per task in minutes. It helps identify categories that requires more hands-on effort per task, such as technical support, web analytics, or development testing. This is useful for workload estimation and understanding which type of tasks require deeper effort versus lighter or quick turnaround tasks. Combined with the duration slide, it gives us a complete picture of both time and effort as well as time complexity. So to wrap up, this analysis gives us a clearer understanding on how work flows across circles, categories, and time periods. These findings can support better planning, smoother coordination, or more consistent processes across all circles. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Anisha. That was very revealing and interesting to see. Okay, so do we have any questions or any comments on the subject?
I do have a question. And thank you for that, Anisha, and interesting perspective from the operations. What was the period that you assessed this? It was a month
So
of
this was from March to October.
March, October. Okay, so we are talking about 6 months, right? More, more or so.
Yeah.
Interesting to notice that meetings and calls are related to all the circles, while you have the other categories being selected, being split in between circles. I mean, per each circle, because it's the core. So the relation of having meetings that big, it's because it's related to all the circles, right?
Over all circles, yeah.
That's why it's so intensive and large, the number of
Yeah.
But here is I wouldn't call an alert, but I would call as a hint to everyone, especially when using the task system, which is don't use the task system, the open project, only for registering your hours. It's important for us to start being more and more using the system as a task system. So at the moment that it starts, then you create a task for yourself or that was delegated to you, and follow up with that. It will bring you more clarity in what you are doing, what is your workload, and for you to prioritize as well. And also, as you can see, we are going deeper and deeper and evolving in this data assessments. And it's important for us to have the real work and how long it took and so on. Sometimes, as we discussed before in another all hand, we put members tend to put the hours only on Wednesday, right, or Tuesday, to be reviewed and audited on Wednesday and receive the payment on Thursday. But this will bring also a discrepancy or bias when we do this type of analysis here. But mostly it's for you to use on your behalf, making your job easier through prioritization and checking what you still have to do and so on. Okay, just a hint and something that we really should be focusing on.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Rafael. Jan, then Vani.
Yeah, so I see a lot of data here, but I'm searching for meaning a little bit. And that's why I would like to ask, and I'm not sure if who I should ask, if it's you, Anisha, or maybe Rafa or somebody else. Did you have any upfront questions that you hoped would get answered by this research? Was there a trigger or reason why you were doing this data analytics? And then I have another question.
Okay. Ayo, do you want to answer that?
I'm not sure what I will say will be an answer, but Well, because it's an operations endeavor, I can offer a little context. And so we from operations did not have any particular trigger. I think if we had a trigger, it would be biased in whatever way, I imagine, right? So we're not thinking about anything. We just want the community to see, right? Because this is something that we all just do, right? We all use open projects, we all log in tasks, we all, and so we thought that if we bring this, everybody sees what it's been like using the open project. Now, this therefore informs that if Raphael or you, Yan, now have a question, then we can see if this data can answer those questions. Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So this is an observation. So I understand that when you've used the system for a while, that you just want to draw up the net and see what's going on behind the scenes before articulating any questions. But yeah, I do think for data to be useful, it has to be actionable. Or it has to give some real insights like, oh, we did something really good, or oh, we did something really bad. And if we can't look at it in that way, then it's just data, and people say, okay, thank you. Thank you, and, and not learn anything. So a next step here could be to think about, yeah, what kind of things would we like to learn from how people are using the task management system, and what kind of things would make us happy if we learn them, and what things would make us sad. And then from that point on, we can determine what would then actions be to improve the situation or to keep the things that are making us happy. So I think this is a good first step. But in order to make it more actionable, I think we need to go a little bit deeper in the analysis and think about what this data is telling us. And yeah, I was looking forward to the conclusions of this, right? So, hey, here we have all this data. This is all the metrics that we have. But what do we learn from it? What is our biggest insight from it? Um, but maybe this is also a good moment to let Data Analytics Circle help a little bit with that and give their perspective and see if they can do a deeper dive into it. I know from a very good source that they would be interested in doing so.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Jan. Do we take Vanny before? Okay. All right. Then Vanny, please go ahead.
Sorry, before what?
I thought Ayo still had his hand
Oh, I
up.
see. Io, did you? Did you have
So
anything to
yes,
add?
it was. So let's just take your question in case Ayo has to answer both.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I was just I mean, there has been expressions of kind of shock at how much money we spend on meetings before now. But first of all, I just want to say it doesn't actually surprise me at all in a sort of decentralized and global community that runs online. Of course, most of our work will be well, not most, but a lot of our work will be meetings based. However, I was just thinking, do we need a bit more segmentation in how we log meetings? Does it make a difference if it's an internal circle meeting or a collaborative meeting across circles? That might be useful to know. Um, I also wonder if we could, I don't know if people would even do this, but logging differently a meeting that you take an active part in, you're presenting something, you're doing something, or versus a meeting that you just sit and listen in. That could be interesting. And, just I think maybe breaking it down a little bit so that, I mean, I still feel sometimes that the categories we've got have been a bit disappointing because there was a lot of outreach done going, oh, what are the categories that your circle does? And then what ended up in Open Project was a kind of smoosh of some of them, and it didn't really. I would have loved it if Open Project could have had, if you're in the board for such and such a circle, you have the tasks that they identified that they do. But I know myself, I can see it in the circles that I'm in, that sometimes it's not that clear what category you put things under. So maybe we need to do a little bit more work on that taxonomy a little bit. But I definitely think that breaking down meetings a little bit further, regardless of how we do it, I do think it could be useful.
Okay, thank you, Bunny. That's interesting to note. Yeah, very interesting to note actually. Ariel, let's have you and any other person.
All right. Thank you, Miriam. So this is just maybe a little response to what Yanni said. I put my hands down because I thought it was fair for Vani to speak, and yeah. So for operations circle, we were not trying to answer any question because no questions had been asked us, right? And the reason we did that and presented is so that people can therefore say, I'm interested in this particular question or answer. And then a deep dive can happen, and of course, Oscar and I also, discussed a little bit just before the beginning of this meeting to see how, this could be taken further. So it's just we've been using this for a while. This is what using it looks like, and then we can take it from there. So I hope that helps everybody. This kind of presentation, we expect that with questions that therefore make people want to see more or make people want to learn more and things like that.
Okay. All right. Are there any more questions?
Well, I was thinking, shall I say one more thing or shall I just shut up? But since you're asking, I'm I think we need an entity within deep funding that doesn't wait for questions to be asked, but proactively asks questions and is searching for things and will look for patterns or look for healthy or unhealthy things proactively. And my vision always was that this would be the analytics circle. But I can also see there is some part of the truth in operations and some part of the truth in analytics. But I think together, if you collaborate on that, you should be able to, well, draw up the right data, ask the hard questions, the tough questions, and then come up with data that is unbiased and trustworthy for everybody to rely on. So yeah, I would still see that as a primary task of analytics, but yeah, I'm also hoping you will find a good way to collaborate with analytics on these kind of things.
All right. So interesting conversation is going on in the chats. So I'm just going to read that in case you're unable to read it. So Ubio is talking about how he records meetings with external clients as meetings. And Vanny was also saying if we think it makes a difference, what kind of meeting it is. She generally thinks that some meetings are practical working meetings. You're getting together with someone to do some work, and others are more informational. Ubio is also saying that he thinks the entire use of meetings does not allow the broad community to understand what's going on, as it seems we have just listening meetings only. And then Vanny, it's a thumbs up. And then Vanny's saying the analytics would need to look at what anomalies are likely because of how people are using the tool. So an interesting discourse going on there. But do we have any other comments or questions as regarding it? Okay. All right, then going once, going twice. Thank you so much, Anisha. You can stop sharing your screen now, and then we can move on to the next agenda. So, right now we're going to be having onboarding circle. in one image, with deep funding in one image. So we're going to be creating breakout rooms, and please go to a room of your choice. And Onboarding Circle is just going to take it up from there. I'm going to be in the main room, so in case anybody comes in, and I'm just going to be creating the rooms now. So we have 4 rooms: image 5, image 6, image 7,
Marian,
and image 8.
maybe while you create the rooms, we could ask onboarding, someone from onboarding, to give a little introduction to the task,
Yeah.
because we might not have all the people here, so they might not know how was the first iteration of this, right? So maybe, I don't know,
All right,
Love,
I'll
Benny.
take it.
All right.
I'm
Thank you,
gonna.
Benny.
I mean, maybe there's some people here who missed this. It was probably a couple of months ago now that we invited people to create an image, ideally, maybe using AI, to express what they feel about deep funding. So I'm just posting in the chat now. We asked people to stick them on Padlet, and maybe a month ago we worked in breakout rooms and looked at the first 4. So today we're going to be looking at 5, 6, 7, and 8. And yeah, so just remember these were created to express somebody's feelings anonymously about deep funding. And we're kind of going to look at, what do you think it's saying? What point is or points is the person trying to make? And is there anything here that we think probably needs to be addressed? Oh, if they're saying, oh, it's fantastic, then that's fantastic. But if we can see issues that are being raised here and things that people think may need to be thought about or changed or whatever, we should try and pull those out. So we're not going to keep on doing this because I think it's got, a limited run really. But we just wanted to finish off the 4 images that we hadn't looked at and see what insights we can get. So you'll get a chance to have a chat about them in the breakout room that you choose. If you want to go to the one that is about the image that you like the most, looking at the Padlet link that I've just put, then you can do, or you can just hop in randomly. And we'll have how long, Raphael?
Uh,
I've been
15.
told 15 minutes
Yep.
by Love.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we'll have a little while, 15 minutes to have a chat. And then in your breakout rooms, can you try and make sure that there's somebody who is prepared to come and feedback and say what was said?
Alrighty, I believe that's clear. So creating the breakout rooms now. Please.
Mariam, you need to provide co-host to whoever is leading the breakout room so they can record. So, Vanny, can
Uh,
you give me a little information of who are going to be the people?
I understand that you're doing one as well, Raphael. Is that right? Did you say
Yes,
yes? All right.
with Ayo, hopefully.
Oh, right. Okay, brilliant. Okay, so you two, Vicky, Love, and myself.
And which room should I go to, by the way?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, Vicky's doing number 8. Maybe if I do 7, Love does 6, and you do 5.
All right, sounds awesome.
Okay.
a bit of snaggy. I don't quite. Okay, hold on. So to assign automatically, I get the option to assign co-host, but to let participants choose, I'm not seeing that option,
You
Raphael.
just need to assign co-host manually in the photo of the people so they can record. So, like you would assign me a co-host, for example. But you can let people choose their breakout rooms.
Okay.
So it's
Uh,
just give them
okay.
host permissions, as we normally do when they are going to present the screen.
Okay. So, all right. Please, everyone, give me a second.
So it's Vanny, Love, and Vicky, if I'm correct, who are missing.
Yeah, that's right.
Uh,
Okay. So, Raphael, I'm assigning you to image 5. Is that okay?
sure, you don't need to, but
Uh,
sure.
By the
okay.
way, if I may suggest, considering this is how people feel, actually, it's a question. Should myself and Jan be part of these breakout rooms as well? Because I feel it's better for members to speak up and and perhaps we might be
Yeah,
hurdle there.
maybe. I mean, we're going to feed back anyway, but I guess you mean it would be anonymous who said it. So yeah, maybe
You,
it's better not to.
you can stay
Oh,
here and speak to Miriam. She will need some
Yeah,
company.
exactly. Don't feel lonely, Mariam.
I was so looking
Okay,
forward to go into a room with you, Rafa, but
you could sneak in, or you
yeah,
could have a room by yourselves and talk about all four of them and feedback. I don't know.
I can create an avatar and join these guys.
Okay,
What?
so I've created the rooms. Please join one. For co-hosts, please Raphael, Priscilla, and Aya, please check if you have, recording permissions so that we can.
I don't think we do. Me, Love, and Vicky. I don't think we have.
Okay. Vanny, hold on, please.
Oh,
Let
but
me.
the thing is, how we don't necessarily want to record the breakout rooms, do we? Because we're feeding back, and the idea is that what is said in them, as Raphael just raised, would be private or anonymous or whatever. So maybe we don't
Okay.
want to record them.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. Am I off theme here? Because just the thing is that in a breakout room, I think you can only record locally anyway. So then we'd have all the faff of having to share those recordings.
All right. Um. Anyway, I've made you co-host on the call, and people are joining in. Raphael and Ayo are in image 5. Priscilla is in image 6. Desi is in image 8. So please, if you've not joined a breakout room, please pick one and join. Everyone should please join a breakout room. There are many unassigned people: Alfred, Andrea, Ayomi, Christian, Christopher, Dennis, Emmanuel, Gifrim. Oh, Yanni are staying with me. Kocho, Marcelo, Melvin, Ray, Rojo, Saint David, Sukrin, Ugochi. Everyone join a room. You've got 4 options. Go, 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 go. Thank you. Da, 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 Bye, Marcelo. Join one, join one. Still some unassigned people. Please, if you're just coming in, kindly join a breakout room. Interesting things are going on there. Yes, Priscilla, what's up?
Yes, when I joined the breakout room, I'm not able to um share screen. Love wanted us to share screen. So if you could make Love co-host, I don't know, after joining a breakout room, if it's possible for her to also share the screen. So if you
Um,
make her co-host, that'll be fine.
okay. Does it go? Oh, she was here 1 minute. It can't. Okay. There's Okay, Manuel, let me try assigning you to one. Which would you like to go to, image 5, 6, 7, or 8? Okay. Ray, image 5, all right. Hello, fellow hosts, partners, while others are in the waiting room, uh, in the breakout rooms rather. Mm.
Hello, Miriam. I think it's time to call everyone out. I was not super tracking the time, but
It's 1 minute left.
really, I reached there at 45. So that's why I thought it was time to call them back.
So it's a couple of seconds left. About 40 seconds.
But I see Usman here. He was in the room with me. Nice. Uh, Christian. Ayo, I hope you have taken notes of everything that was discussed.
Raphael, I hope you are taking notes.
No, I was trusting you to do that, man. That's why I needed you there.
Yeah, I did take notes. Yeah.
Awesome. You'll be our sport. No, maybe not. Maybe if Christopher or Usman or something, or Christian, I mean, or Usman or somebody wants to be the spokesman, they could also be.
Yeah, truly.
Okay, so I've closed the breakout rooms. Everyone should be coming in soon.
All right. So Jan and Raphael, how was it staying here? Was it enjoyable?
Very
It
much,
was beautiful silence.
very zen.
It helps on your productivity requests.
Working a bit on other things, yeah, but it's still good.
Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 8. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Okay. All right, everyone is back in now. Hello. Welcome back. How did it go? So we're just going to be taking the feedback in the order that the breakout rooms were created. So image 5, image 6, image 7, and image 8. Who is going for image 5?
Okay, I guess I would or I will if Raphael or Usman or So yeah, so we had some interesting views. Do you want to share screen to see what image we're talking about as we talk about it? Maybe that would help.
Yes,
Yeah.
that'd be great. Vanny is co-host, and you, Rafael and Priscilla, are also co-hosts, so anyone can share.
Okay, let me just share while maybe afterwards Vanny or somebody will just share constantly for the other ones. So yeah, so we had quite some views. Someone said that this feels like big funding, like there's always a lot going on behind the scenes, and outside it just looks, all colorful and stuff like that. And then we also had somebody says it feels like we have so much internal difference between what is actually passive externally. That is to say, left being internal, right, the image on the right being the external. And then we also have a view about how this feels like on one side it feels very happy, and you have, just as a family seated, it's just really beautiful. On the other hand, it doesn't feel so exactly happy, you just have this, it's black and white, it's dark, and things like that, and just have lines of code, so one is mostly black and white, then the other is a color, you know. And then we also had someone mentioned that On the left, it looks like, oh, there's a lot of you tools, right? And then that maybe if defunding is the one with these tools because of things that we stand for, because of things that we are creating. And so when people do, apply these things, they get to have a good life, using those tools. And then we also had a view about where someone said that this feels like on the left is basically ideation, just things, and then on the right is when it is brought to life. And then and then somebody also says mostly on a time perspective, this feels like now the left, and then the right feels like the future. We are trying to build what it will become, what fun will become. Yeah. So, Raphael, did I miss anything? Please, if I do, please. If anybody in the room feels like there's something I did not relay, please feel free to.
Oh, I think it was pretty complete on my end, but I don't know.
Can we make questions on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, for you that were in that breakout room, what was the sentiment around this? Because I understand that this is how people see where we are. But what's the sentiment? People like this, dislike this. People prefer to be that we would have the right side or the left side. Did you manage to get this sentiment from the group?
Everyone was really sad and crying, and that was it. No, I'm joking. No, I think the sentiment it sounded positive. It was all also people spoke about how we are. We asked the question about if we felt that we were going into this beautiful house that we can see here, and everyone felt that, yeah, I think we are always trying to iterate and improve things, and little by little things are getting better. That's the most we talked about it, if I'm correct. But I and the others, I don't know if I'm missing anything, so please feel free to complete it.
And also, if anyone in that group is interested to speak, or other as well, I believe. And sorry if I'm hijacking here the approach, but
Okay, doesn't look like we have anybody. So Miriam, are
Yeah.
we are true, right? For image 5?
Yes, yes, there are no comments. Please, if you are part of another, you don't have to have been in image 5 to leave a comment on image 5, and same goes for other images. I think it's quite an interesting image myself. So thank you, Aya, thank you, Raphael, and Onboarding Circle that moderated that. Moving on to image 6. Who was in image 6? Who would like to go?
That was me.
Mariam, and sorry, I'm having some gap here. I would like to make a comment on the previous image. And sorry if I cut you, but lagging. Yesterday I was talking with Paulo, and as many of you know, Paulo came from my network here. We studied together. And we do have also in our network very nice members and amazing people, intelligent, that could fit and be suitable for working with us, right? However, we studied physics in college, and however, these members are also the most difficult ones to understand the creation process that we are going through. For them, it's easier, sorry, to come into an environment that things are already structured, and there are rules, and there are frameworks, and etc. Right? This relies on profiles of members that we would like to have in our community as well. As at this point, we are building something. So again, connected to the marketing strategy and the three circle marketing, where we are looking for increasing and growing our community, but also we have to have attention to the point that we are not fully built at this point. But here's the thing: it might sound like a thing that it's not good. When in reality, depending on your profile, this is perfect and amazing, because you can put your brick in that beautiful house on the right? You can put your brick the color you want to. You can perhaps even not use a brick, right? So that's why I asked about the sentiment about this, because the stage that we are in, the way we take things, you have to be comfortable in creating something and giving the rules, giving the perspective of it, and also driving it, right? And I found this image a perfect reflection on what we are, and also for us to use as a mirror and look at it and see, is this what I really want to be in or not, right? And given that answer, to be deeper and deeper into the process of building something beautiful together. Okay, so that was my statement, Mariam. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Raphael. Much to think on that. Okay, let's just move on to image. Okay, is the chat. Okay, so Vanny is saying that it's almost like maybe we don't even want it to reach the stage where it's like the image on the right, because it's all fixed and finished and the creative process is over. That's a bit interesting as well to note. I think it's great how images can make us say things that we really could articulate before. So kudos to whoever came up with that. All right, let's move on to image 6 then. And Love, you've been given co-host permission, so you can share your screen and show us what the image for your room was.
All right. I think I would have to hold on. Let me try and share my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, so this image, first and foremost, was confusing as hell. Like, because the first thing we had as discussion was why is the person talking about AI when we are in fact expressing what we feel about deep funding? So we first went into talking about how the person is probably confused about what to do and how they had to use AI to tell them, oh, should I do this? Or should I fix that? Is that how I should fix this? And the rest of it. And how some people were actually very much dependent on AI to tell them what to do. And then I went on to say whether the person is trying to describe defunding as the entity altering their path, telling them what to do or guiding them how to improve or grow, and I don't know, brainstorm, bring up initiatives, and the rest of it. We also talked about how this is probably about coordination among circles, where circles who are actually collaborating with each other do not exactly coordinate very fine. I mean, they could actually have a certain initiative in common, but somehow the other circle is quicker with updates than the other one. Somehow they could actually work together, and then the other person spreads the information they gather together, and the other person is surprised to actually see the information that they are spreading. It's just a coordination issues from the image. That's what another person said. And the part I found the most interesting was when someone said deep funding is hypnotized by AI. Like, that was crazy, because I think I need to say exactly what the person said. Please hold on. Deep funding circles are currently hypnotized by AI. They rely on AI for every decision they need to make. That is why we have different answers for the same question. I'm going for hypnosis because of the background and the wavy text. Now, that's interesting because I kept thinking, um, is that it? Like, do we really think the funding is hypnotized by AI? Do we rely that deeply on AI to, I don't know, help us define what we're doing, agree to a particular idea, pick up an initiative, and then bring it back to reality? Is that what it is? So I just to add, someone else came back to say that this also emphasizes on the fact that he or she thinks that we rely so much on AI when there are so many things we could actually do ourselves as humans instead of having to, I don't know, go to AI. AI, what should I eat? AI, what do you think about this talk? AI, what should I do about this conversation? Things like that. I think I got everything right. Yes, I did. Abdul, did I miss anything? I think that's basically all we said. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. And well done. A lot of responses on this. I was taken aback by the image. Very hypnotizing indeed. Do we have any comments on this image? Do we have comments, questions, insights as well? What do you think? You were not in the room in image 6, but you think something about this image. Would like to share? Okay, so Emmanuel is saying, in his view, it interprets how a member gets overwhelmed as to which circle to join or which voluntary work to participate in or in participations to meetings, etc. So that member then proceeds to seek guidance from AI for their career path in deep funding. Also, AI is known for varieties of solutions, but not a perfect solution, as the image demonstrates. And because it makes work really simple for anyone, people get addicted, allowing AI to work the whole big part so they can do a little. That's interesting. All right, thank you, Emmanuel, for sharing that. Are there any more comments on this image?
I am a bit surprised by the fact that um, members believe or are replicating the truth that most of the decisions are AI supported, right? The way I see, or at least I think it happens, is that we use AI indeed a lot for working on tasks, but not on the decision process itself, right? And I am really curious to know where are these decision processes that are being handled mostly by AI tooling or such. Indeed, here and there I can see, but in general, if the case. But I think this is the purpose of this exercise, this um, thing, which is for us to also dig and investigate more to understand even ourselves.
Okay.
Just to add, I think of the sentiment, like you always want, Raphael, was that everyone would really prefer we go to AI, prefer we do not go to AI for everything. That's basically what I got from. They felt like it was kind of silly to always have to go to AI. Like, I mean, does AI have to help you bath? Does AI have to show you where to brush your teeth? Like, we do not have to, always go to AI. That's what I got from the room anyway.
Yeah, for executing a task, right, or something. For instance, a process that we are heavily going to use AI, that is already the case, that we are being really supported, is the selection of ideas and proposals and etc. Right? We are working on this tooling for the grant, the core business of deep funding. Yeah, and one another thing when you mention this, Love, is the fact that perhaps the very fact that some members in circles are not specialists in the purpose of that circle, right? Because we have this different type of selection process and so on. So by not being an expert in such um, landscape, they tend to go and learn from AI, ChatGPT, and other LLMs on how to work. So if I understood correctly, this is the direction that the sentiment got.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Raphael. Uh, okay, Vani, then Ubio.
Cheers. I mean, one thing that I'm seeing in the image, apart from like the hypnoticness and all that, is the passivity. It's not about just using AI, it's about using AI in a passive way and just going, oh, what should I do? Where should I go? And letting it answer. Um, it's like the opposite of human in the loop for me that this image is talking about. And certainly, we've been having some conversations in Onboarding Circle about what our principles and ethics are. And we're beginning to come to, this is something we want to bring to all hands meetings in future to kind of thrash it out with everybody. So, yeah, spoiler, you heard it here first. We are going to be wanting to do that. But yeah, one of the things that we are starting to wonder, is it a principle? Is it an ethical principle that we should have oversight of our use? If we use AI, we should do it in a way where we have human oversight of it. And to not do that is unethical. And it just feels like this image kind of speaks. Maybe it's just because it's on my mind because we've been talking about it, but that's kind of what that image says to me.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Vani. I, I personally think that the brain is the ultimate edge computing device, and I honestly think that our obsession with the need for intelligence and super intelligence and all of this and immortality and all of the things that AI is able to give to us has limited us and has also enabled us. So it's a very tricky dance that we've been having with AI recently. But as always, I don't think AI should substitute human intelligence. All right, so Ubio last, and then we just rush off to the next two images quickly so we can take the last item on our agenda. Ubio, please go ahead.
All right. I just wanted to take Raphael on that statement and probably get to hear other people's opinion on the issue as well. The issue of we having circle members who are dependent on AI for regular tasks, right? Or so this can be looked at two angles, right? Are people using AIs for regular tasks or for complex tasks? So tasks um that's probably new to that circle, right? Tasks that probably they've never met before, and so they have to rely on AI. So if that is the case, so we are going to create two hypotheses and try to answer that, right? If that is the case, what's our feeling about that? But also in the case where we do have people relying on AIs for very generic tasks, what's also our feeling about that, right? And does this have equation to how we hire and how people join circles to the extent that that could become a default, right? So either ways, does any of this also speak to the conversation of how are people joining circles and to what pedigree or qualification do they have to actually speak to that particular conversation? And yeah, I just want us to create those two hypotheses. We don't necessarily know which is true about this person that posted it, but let's use that to also try to answer that question if there is time and if we are fine with that.
Okay, thank you. Vanny's saying, I think people are using AI a lot to write documents, for example, and often they don't have any oversight over what it writes for them. What we found in Onboarding Circle is that this is an ethical issue, and that using AI generated thinking docs sends us off down the wrong road quite often. All right, thank you. Since there are no further comments on that, right? So Obe, were you asking a direct question? I'm not sure if we can find out who made the image. Oh, or what do you think, Vanny?
No, we specially made it so that it was anonymous. So unless the person who made it wants to reveal themselves, then
Uh,
no, we can't.
all right then, thank you. All right, moving on to image 7. Who wants to come up for image 7 and then image 8 as last?
All right, I was in the room for image 7, so let me screen
All
share
right.
it.
Okay.
Can everyone see it okay? All right, so this was an interesting one. We started off just looking at what we can see, and then we started talking about, does it show any issue that the person who posted it might think needs addressing? And we started off looking at it superficially. There's some lovely calm colours and lots of light and all this, and there's people sitting together. And we were kind of like, oh yeah, it's about collaboration, it's about inclusion, it's about collaborative working. And we had a bit of debate about what kind of place is this? Is it a library, a coffee shop, a home, an office? What kind of place is it? We were not very clear. But then as we dug a little bit deeper, we were like, we're not sure if it's saying that it is collaborating or not, because everyone is focused on their own work and they're not really talking. We were just kind of, maybe this shows a positive thing of everyone knows their role and everyone's cracking on with what they've got to do, but they're near enough to each other that they can collaborate. And maybe that's what the person is saying about deep funding. But then, on the other hand, we were just kind of, yeah, maybe people are not superficially, it looks like they can collaborate, but maybe they can't. And then we looked a little bit closer, we noticed how unstable the chairs are. And it was just like, oh, that's a bit weird. And then we looked under the desk a bit more and we were like, what is that mess of legs? What is it? And when you really look at it, it is a bit mental. We were kind of saying, may I mean, my take on it is that it's saying that on the surface, deep funding just looks like a normal global workplace. But if you look under the surface, there's a lot of AI generated mess underneath there. People were looking at the body language, how people are not actually looking towards each other that much. And so focused on their own work that maybe they're missing the human side of it. Um, we kind of said that when we talked about is it a positive or a negative image, there was the view that it's neither. It's just trying to represent what is and like some of the challenges that there are. Some people felt it was a really positive image because there is a feeling of collaboration without necessarily needing to overtly interact all the time, being able to get on with your own work in the same space, but without necessarily needing to be in each other's business all the time. But some people said that it's talking about the difficulty of collaboration and that maybe they're willing to work together, but maybe they can't. And yeah, just like the confusingness, with the mess of legs under the table, sometimes deep funding, you can feel very much on your own, and it can also be very unclear exactly who is who and whose legs are whose and what's going on. That's about, was there anything else that we said that I missed?
Okay, thank you so much, Vanny. Very interesting image indeed. I like that. At first glance, it looks like something, and then take a look more, and it's something else entirely. All right, are there any questions or comments on this?
No, but I love the assessment that this group did on this topic, the siloed approach of each member in the table. working. We see this in Circle as well. Circle operating normally. Now, more and more, I see the integrations between circles. We are achieving this goal already, but still with a lot of size. This is a very interesting one. And also, how it relates to that prior image, and in different groups, you got the same impression. Unfortunately, at this point, we don't know if the person that created this image, generated this image, was willing to speak about this, but was nevertheless interesting.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Raphael, for sharing. Okay, then moving on to what image are we on now? Image 8. Who would like to share for image 8?
Do you want me to keep sharing or?
Yes, if you can. Who took feedback from image 8? Oh, okay.
I did. So with image 8,
Okay.
as you can see, 4 people, different colors. I feel is depicting and decentralization and the puzzle sets presenting their ideas, like individual ideas. So like the idea of one resonates with the other, like red and green, for example. So it's like individual ideas may resonate with the other. And just like the red resonates with the green and the blue and the orange. So I feel like it's each person holding a piece of puzzle, meaning like everybody has a part to contribute. So it shows that nobody can complete the puzzle alone. It's kind of saying that like all the pieces comes together to make something meaningful. So like with the different color shows like different people perspective, their skills and their roles, and that's all needed for the final solution. So that's it.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Vicky. Interesting image. Again, so are there any comments or questions on this image? Going once, going twice. Anybody? All right, then. Thank you so much, and thank you, Onboarding Circle, for this interesting exercise. And thank you to everyone who has participated in this. Oh, Ayos is saying the contributors don't look like what they are contributing. Very also a valid interpretation. But thank you everybody again. Oh, Ayo, all right, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I just want to say, sorry, I just want to say that that may be deeper than than meets the eye, because it means that if you find a green person, you may just feel that the color of their contribution should also be green, right? And that should teach some type of open-mindedness. Otherwise, this does not work, right? That kind of a thing. So basically, yeah, but I don't mean draw us back. We can move to the next agenda. I just wanted to, say that.
All right, thank you so much. All right, Vani.
Yeah, I just wanted to say really quickly that we thought we might do this exercise again at some point in like 6 months or something. Do people think that would be interesting or worth doing, or should we put it to bed?
Yeah. Well, I think it'd be interesting to do. But I don't know how do you want to maybe take a community census on that. I think typically we would have said those who want it say aye and those for nay say nay, but so far so good, right? I think the circle might want to take some sort of consensus vote to be sure. Okay. Livia says it brings a different spice. Ayo says it's insightful. I think generally, with the participation, it seems like a good idea, but obviously you've given yourself a couple of months to try it out again. So I'm guessing you get more valid decisions or more concrete decisions by then.
Yeah, one interesting next step to have is, since it's anonymized, the person that posted the image and generated and posted perhaps can get back in the comment of the message and say, this is what I was willing to say. I mean, show with this image, right? And then compare and also get the real sentiment of that when the image was created. But just a
Okay.
suggestion.
All right, then. Thank you, Raphael. Thank you very much. Thank you again, everybody. Moving
One
on to
question. Sorry, Mariam,
oh,
to interrupt. Vanny, do you think would be useful to do a vote, a quick vote, like yes or no?
Yeah, or a show of love hearts or grimacing faces or something. I don't know, let's do it quickly, yes.
Okay. What could I ask? Like, would you
I
like to
mean,
repeat this exercise, something like that?
yeah, even if it's on a different topic, or, just do you think we should do something like this again in a few months?
All right.
And maybe
This
the
is.
options are yes or no, we've had enough, leave us alone.
You want that one? Okay. Yes, we've had enough. Leave us alone. I will put it
I'm
exactly like you said.
kidding.
I'm just practicing because tomorrow we're gonna have the ideation. So you'll have some voting and some polls, guys, so you can start warming up with a little quick voting for you guys. I'm sorry, Mariam,
no, please.
for taking this meeting. All right.
Please go ahead. You can put up the poll.
If the poll has any orthographic mistakes, I'm very sorry. But it was done very quickly. All right. Let me see if it's loading. All right. It's launched. Feel free to vote, guys. I can't, but
Oh,
you guys can.
can we take co-host off people who no longer need it? Because you can't vote if you're co-host.
I don't think we are on time,
Oh, all right, fair enough.
but
Fair
it's
enough.
also good because you guys are part of the organization, so you're super biased, okay? Vanny, I don't know if you agree.
Yeah, we're all going to vote no.
Well, we have 24 people, amazing people. Keep it coming. And the best part is you can say no or yes. It's anonymous. We don't know who voted in what, so don't be afraid. All right, we have 27 of 40. All right, 70% participation rate. It's better than the elections in the countries nowadays. Let's see if we can get it to 90 or even 100. We have 75, just missing 10 people. 77. This is exciting, seeing the live voting. Mariam, do you want to sing while we are waiting for the the results? I think people need some kind of entertainment.
I sang once, not unknowingly on a call. I don't. Okay.
Please, is that the song?
No,
Yeah.
Raphael caught me humming once on a call. So, or like singing in this low voice, and he hasn't let it go. I'm not a good singer. I mean, I can sing, but I'm not that great of a singer, so
Miriam, sing to save your life.
no.
All right, someone has stopped the voting. It wasn't me. I was looking
Uh,
forward for Mariam to
okay.
sing.
All right, and the results, okay, 33 out of 40 people participated, so I think that's probably fair, include if onboarding and events were not included, and Jan and Raphael, of course. So, the ayes have it at 82%, and we've had enough, leave us alone is at 18%. So I'm sorry, guys, you would still have some more.
We want
So
to leave you alone.
so Vanny, you have to continue and give them some more. And for the people who said yes, I think we're on the right track.
Nice
So
one.
everyone expects some of this again.
Cheers. Thanks for that, Paul. That was really useful. Cheers.
And thank you for everyone who voted. Big thank you, guys.
Righty. All right, then moving on to the final item on our agenda, very critical topic, stablecoin payments, updates, process, and all of the nitty-gritties of stablecoin payments here at Deep Funding by the Operations Circle. And I believe Ayo is going to take point on that. So let's just sit tight and listen. Ayo and Operations Circle, over to you.
Okay, so it's mostly going to be Rojo and Mayor. So I think people have had enough of my voice today.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then. Rojo, Mayor, you're up. I'm not quite sure if Mayor is on the call. Is he? Okay, Rojo, I'm
Sh
okay.
sure, yeah, I can go for it. Hi everyone.
I've made you
Uh,
co-host. Hi, Rojo. Lovely
hey,
to see you. I've made
thank
you
you,
co-host.
thank you. Um, all right, so where do we start this? Well, let's start with this. So we have stablecoin payments coming in. So that's kind of the big news. I think most of you kind of read that in the all circles. So that's one. Two, perhaps I can talk about how the thing will happen, both from your side as members and from the operational side as well. So I will start this with sharing my screen. And this is the operational portal. If you're logged in, you should be able to see something like that. So include in your credentials, and you can see down your tasks down there. And you can basically go to the payment dashboard and see your payments as well. So the one thing that I'm gonna talk about is gonna be here. So if you'd like to benefit from the stablecoin payments, you need to do, I believe, like one thing, which is making sure you have the right wallet type verified in your profile. So that would be an EVM compatible wallet address. So if you create a wallet through MetaMask, that's probably the recommended wallet, but there is a bunch of them that you can use as well. It is recommended to have that wallet, to have the private keys of that wallet, meaning that you have the custody of the wallet rather than using some exchange wallet or something like that. And you basically come here, you click edit, and you paste your new wallet, and then you save. It's mostly straightforward. One other thing that you need to do is that you need to specify which token you'd like to get paid with. USDT here is not really an option. We'll remove that like today. But you have basically two options now. So the first one is FET on Cardano, which is our default option so far. And the second one is USDC on Ethereum. Mostly that's it. Once you change your wallet, what is the current process is that we need to send you a test payment. So once we send you the test payment, we will notify you. And once you receive it, once you see it on your wallet, then you should click on verify. So normally if you change your wallet here, this won't be like re-verify, but it will just be verify. And you click on verify wallet, and that tells us that you actually received the test payment, and that's it. So you can also follow your payments when they are created and paid or pending or whatever. You can see their status from the dashboard here. And that's mostly it. I think perhaps taking questions would be more useful here.
Yes, thank you so much, Rojo. Questions, guys, ask away.
Great. No questions.
Oh,
No,
sorry, I have one.
I don't think it's a case of no question. I think it's a case of people don't know what the question is. They have a lot of question in their head, but I think they don't really know what the question is actually, how to articulate that question. And
Fair
that's
enough.
actually why I decided to raise this. I think the last time when there was a change from Ajax to Faith, I think what really helped a lot of people was there were videos that were made. I remember Abdul did, different people did videos that all we needed to do was simply tell people, this is the video, please go this. And I think it reduced the lack of clarity by over 60 to 70%. I would also plead that the operational circle do the same thing, because
For sure.
I'm sure that there are a lot of questions that people don't even know what the question is.
Yeah, for sure. We have that in our mind, and we'll definitely make the videos. I believe we have also documentation like textual one. I think we already did videos. I think I made a video, but these times my memory is not so good. Ayu, do you
Yeah,
remember? Did I make a
yeah.
video?
There's a video.
Yeah, there is a video. Okay, great. So there is an actual video, and there is text documentation as well. So now I remember. Yes.
Thank
Maybe
you.
share the video. I don't think I've seen it before.
It's on the Gitbook. Maybe I would get the link.
Yeah, link would be great. Thank you, Mayor.
All right.
Judith.
Hey, thank you for making this happen. I would assume that maybe not everyone here is super familiar with crypto payments or has a lot of experience. Maybe you can explain what the benefit and disadvantage is to switching it over to USDC or keeping it on Fed on Cardano,
Sure.
especially with the bridge being down every now and then. Like maybe you can explain to people what the risks are for each or the advantages of each.
Yeah, for sure. We can do both. So let's start with FAT. So the advantages to getting FAT is that you get to be part of this journey. And if you're holding the token, then there is the possibility of the token going up or down. So no financial advice, but there is always that possibility since the token really tanked. There is the possibility of it going down and you can make some profits. That's one of the main benefits on FAT. And obviously, if you want to hold the token long term, then probably it makes more sense than holding a stablecoin. The downside of having FAT is basically if you'd like to use that money, right? If you're getting paid and you'd like to pay something in real life, then you probably need some cash. And at that moment, you probably need something more stable. So you'd like to know that what you're getting is exactly what is. So, and this issue happened a bunch of times before where we pay, for example, somebody $100, but at the end they end up actually getting like $90, which in some cases is a big deal. So this is one of the major downsides there. On the other hand, so USDC, well, obvious upside is that well, whatever you were supposed to get is what you're getting, and usually the spread on that or like the actual difference is very small. So let's assume you get $100, you can just send it directly to your Binance account or whatever centralized exchange that you're using, and you can just P2P it to your actual bank account or whatever. So that's the upside. The downside, I would say, well, usually people say Ethereum has high gas fee, but these days I don't think it's that bad. I mean, you pay like, I don't know, 10 cents, maybe like 50 cents for a transaction, which is like reasonable, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Rahul. Quite a number of hands right now. So Judith, is your hand still up?
Yeah, there was just a second question. So that will be available starting next week or?
We were trying our best to send test payment this week.
What?
What
were you saying?
The one
Amazing. All right. So yeah, we're trying our best to send test payment this week. Hopefully we can. We were planning, to be honest, to do the first batch of payment this week. So if that's still possible, that would be great. If not, then next week it is.
Okay.
But it needs
The
payment,
next-
right? You would have to issue the test payment basically today.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, the latest information on that is that we have now finished the front end things in the operation portal, and we have finished the back end execution of it. That took a little bit of time.
Yep.
And now I'm waiting for the wallet to be replenished, to have actual USDC in it to be able to distribute. And somebody has to do it. I can't do it. I don't have the authority to that. I'm trying to figure out who can do that and if that person is available. So it could be an hour or it could be a week. I have no idea when this will happen.
Yeah. Who has the money? That's the question.
Okay.
Who,
All
who
right.
is, who is willing to give it to us? That's even a more important one.
Indeed.
So wait, does that mean if we do this today in the system and then it
Mhm.
turns out it cannot be done, that basically then means we're not getting paid because we changed our wallets, and then we would just have to wait for how long ever it takes, or it would then just do the regular payment with the old
Uh,
wallet.
well, we can do this. Like, we will be super flexible. Like, this is one thing everybody needs to know. Like, probably in the next 2 weeks, we'll be very flexible, meaning that even last moment changes, like, we're willing to kind of accommodate. Like, we did that last week as well. Some people changed their wallets, and then they reached out and said, like, well, I changed my wallet, but there is no stablecoin payment. Can I change it back really quick? And we kind of accommodated that. So we'll do the same until the process is stable. So if you want to change it last minute and you want to get paid this week, then for sure we can just change it back, and then you can change it back again the week after or something.
Meaning people would have to reach out to you directly,
You
or
can
they
reach out to
just do it in
operations.
the system.
You can just do it on the system, and I guess if you want to make sure everything is okay, then you can reach out to operations,
Okay.
like IO or Mayor.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Roho. Abdul is asking in the chat, is direct CEX wallets? Okay, the question is no longer clear.
Yeah, I think I get it. So he's saying, like, are we not supposed to use a centralized exchange wallet? Technically, you can use it, but again, I don't want to just like say no. I want to explain why. So technically, you can use it, but in the future, in the very near future, we will have sign-in with wallets, and it is preferable if you have a wallet that you control, so that you can change it using the sign-in kind of functionality that wallets have. So it is very preferable if you just use a centralized or decentralized wallet, custodial.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you, Roho. Ubi, over to you then, love.
Okay, yeah. So I want to know, is this an either or operation or is an operation? I think you should understand that, right? So is it such that if you do this, you cannot revert back, or it's something that you both operations can actually exist together? So you can this week or this month decide that you're actually getting paid in Fed, and next week you're getting paid in USDT in a stable coin, or due to a particular condition, you want to get this particular one. Like for example, maybe you want to pay a vendor something, so you need
Mm-hmm.
that. So in that one, you need a stable. But
Mm-hmm.
for your own personal payment, you want that to be in Fed. So I want to know how what the operation is for this.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, you can change it as many times as you want. The only limitation that we have now is that whenever you change it, it triggers a test payment. And we cannot keep playing the game of like you change it 50 times and then we have to send you like 50 test payments. This is why we're saying for the next week and a half or for the next 2 weeks, let's limit the number of changes until we have the direct. So what we'll have is a functionality same way that you have in decentralized exchanges when you connect with your wallet, and then it just tells you your wallet address directly. So we want to implement the same functionality so that you don't have to copy paste your wallet, so that we are 100% sure that that's your actual wallet. Once we have that, then you can change it every second. That's up to you. But before that, let's limit that a bit.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And Love, please ask your question.
Yeah, so it's not exactly a question. I just wanted to, I don't know, get clarification about the sustainability of this current process. Because the last time we had this discussion, we said we had to switch to stables, and now we are at stables. And Roho, you said that Ethereum currently has lower gas fees. Yes, I understand that. But I've been in the crypto space where there was a time where there was so much how would I put it? High fees on Ethereum, and nobody could actually withdraw, including me. I had issues. I mean, you could have like probably $1,000 on the chain, and you'd like to withdraw the $1,000, and then you get to spend $20 on just withdrawing it, and it was
Yeah.
crazy because I had to leave my money there. So let's say it's time that we get to that point because it comes in at any time you do not plan for it. Members are definitely going to come back and say, "Oh, I can't withdraw because of high gas fees." So I don't know. Why didn't we go for the BSC? I'm not saying we can go back to change it now because yeah, it's done and gone. But why didn't we go for that kind of option that could have been sustainable for a long time without having to think about, oh, I have high gas fees, I can't withdraw the money. What's the point of getting the money? I hope I made
All right.
that clear.
No, it's great. It's great input. So you're totally correct. Yes, this can happen. And to be honest, we'll be let's say dealing with it as it goes. I mean, for now, the main reason why we use Ethereum is that the tokens that we have are already USDC and they're already in Ethereum. You can ask the same question about why USDC, why not USDT? Well, basically because it's convenient. But for the future, we will definitely have multiple tokens. I mean, we're not stopping here. We want to actually have other tokens. We can, for instance, we can have like USDC on Base or USDC on Polygon. And these L2 kind of networks would allow you to basically move your tokens very cheaply. So we can do that, and there isn't like very high complexity to do that. So I just want to make that clear. Like it's not like we haven't built a castle that cannot be changed. It's a very modular system, and we can add that as we go.
Thank you. I thought we were just going to stop here. That was why I had to ask.
No, for sure. Thank you.
All right, then. Thank you, Love, for asking. Abdul, over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Roro. My question is that imagine I have changed my wallet already to a stable coin, but listening to you now that it might not be feasible that the payment can go through, I mean the test payment can go through. So if I want to change back to Feds right now, does it mean that you still have to send the test payment as well? I mean, using the exact same wallet that I've been using before.
So normally, yes, but because of this, let's say, special 2 weeks that I'm talking about, which is this week and the week after that, if you reach out to operations, and probably I will do such thing, so you can reach out directly to me if you want, and you want to do such operation, what I will do is I will check it programmatically using a script and check if you had the same wallet before, and just not have the test. Right? And this is a manual process. This is why we want to minimize it as much as possible. If you cannot change it, that would be great. And you'll wait, let's say a week or a week and a half, and then we'll have the automatic process, and then again, go wild, change it every 2 seconds. That's fine.
All right, then. Thank you so much, Ro. Are there any more questions? Any more questions? Okay, I guess everyone is clear. So remember, today is payment day. If you'd like to receive payment today, please remember to fill in your tax sheet earlier so that Operation Circle can breathe a little. But yeah, thank you so much, Roho and Operations, for the great work done. And thank you, everyone. A few announcements. Tomorrow is the Crips Ideation Open Challenge. By goodness, 7:30, or is it 6:30? Yeah, I think it's 6:30
6:30
UTC.
p.m. UTC.
Yeah, all right. So 6:30 p.m. UTC. So please be there. We want you there. There are 9 finalists, I believe, and there's going to be a live voting round as well, so we get to vote on the projects that should be funded live on the call. Right, we'll be hearing the pitches from the finalists, and then we are selecting 3 winners. So Crips has done great work. Please show up tomorrow by set time. Next week, there's going to be a town hall again. Okay, yes, there's information going on in the chat box, and I think all of that important announcements would be communicated by marketing as early as possible. But on a celebratory mood, remember that we have a yearbook planning. We are planning our yearbook. We are putting it together. A form has been sent out. I'm sure most of you would have received it in your DM. So please, it takes a minute or 2 to fill the form. Very simple questions: your name, your circle, if you are part of an RFP, a photo and an avatar for us to use. So please, when you do see the message in your DM, please just open it and fill the form so that we can get the work done as early as possible. And I think, yeah, that's basically all for the announcements. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of today's All Hands. I hope it was valuable for you. And yeah, see you tomorrow by 6:30 p.m. UTC.
All right, bye bye, everyone. Thank you, Mariam.
Bye.